Hello, everyone. Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're reading The Mark of Athena, Chapter 28, ending Piper's little four-chapter section here. It starts off with Piper just being captured into the river and just flushed deep down into that little swim hole. I didn't explain this in the last video, but in some rivers, okay, there'll be a nice quiet spot where the river's not going very fast and you can just kind of enjoy swimming in it. But usually it's not that thick or not that deep when that happens, okay? But sometimes in a river, a hole will form inside that calm area. And so this hole is somewhere you can swim deep in and be able to enjoy. And so Piper gets sucked into what we call a swim hole, okay? Sucked deep into the river water. And she thinks she's going to drown, but then she kind of comes back out and she's kind of captured in this whirlpool. And she can at least breathe, but she's stuck in there. And then she can see Jason trying to come out of the water because he got captured by the water too. Tries to fly out of the water, but Achilles pushes him back down into the water, and they're both trapped in the water. Piper is trying to use her charm speak, trying to calm down. Achilles, stop it. You don't have to do this. I promise Hercules won't get the horn. And then Achilles kind of, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. You can marry me, and we'll, of course, all your friends will have to die, but you can marry me and you can live. That's a wonderful idea. And Piper's like, no, I meant, what? And he's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna let your friend, Jason die right now, and then the rest of your friends will die, but we'll fall in love and we'll be safe, and I'll keep you safe from Hercules. And this will heal what happened 1,000 years ago with Daenerys. I think I pronounce it different each time. With her. And Piper's like, oh, that's not what I wanted. But she's, okay, come on, Piper. Wake up. You're daughter of Aphrodite. Use your skills. And so she kind of goes all pretty and says, yes, that would be wonderful. Help me out of the water. And so he says, oh, yes. And he's a bull, right? So he's kind of walking like this. He comes over and he helps her out. And Piper swings up onto his back, grabs his neck, and then takes out her knife and says, let Jason go right now. With all her charm speak. And for some reason, Achilles does it. And Jason goes, pooh, shoots out of the river. I'm guessing more from trying to use his air power to get out. He shoots out of the river, crashes into some bushes. Hurt, but okay. And Achilles says, you promised Hercules wouldn't get my horn. And she says, I did, and you're right, he won't get it. Whoop-blah! And she cuts off his horn. Oh! And she jumps off his back and says, Jason! And Jason whoosh, pulls her over to the side where she kind of lands onto the ground. She turns around and a lightning bolt strikes the river. And Achilles is like, oh, how could you, Piper? And dissolves and fades away. Piper feels really bad about this. Man, that guy was just so pouty and sad. And she determines that she will not give Hercules this called a cornucopia, this horn. And Jason's like, hey, let's go back. Let's give Hercules the horn. Let's get out of here. She's like, no, we're not giving Hercules the horn. Hercules is a jerk. And she gets this really deep motivation where she's like, I'm not going to repeat the story of Hercules. I'm gonna stick with Jason, and we're gonna change our story, and we're gonna be demigods that were respectable. And she said, yeah, Hercules had a bad deal. Hera really destroyed his life. But you can't control the gods. You can only control yourself. And she said, I'm going to control myself and what I can do. And I'm going to live with integrity. And she's like, and Jason, he's going to do the same. Because I know that's the kind of man he is. Hercules is not going to get this horn because he doesn't deserve it. And so she devises a plan to escape from Hercules and to keep the horn. Whew. So, Piper tells Jason her plan, and she uses charm speak in this. It's so funny, because Jason's like, whatever you say. He blinks a few times and says, we're gonna die, but I'm with you. I just love that kind of line. He's like, yeah, we're dead, but hey, I'm gonna follow you. And so when they get over to Hercules, she sent an Iris message to Leo, by the way, telling him to get ready. They get over to Hercules, and Hercules is a little disappointed, but he's kind of happy to see that they came back. Not as disappointed. And she shows him the horn, and he's like, oh, great, you got the horn. She said, can we leave? Yes, you can leave. We're free to go. Yes, you're free to go. Okay, thank you, but I'm not going to give you the horn. And Hercules is like, what? I can kill all of you guys right now. You're going to give me that horn. And she says, no, you don't deserve it. And you're a disgrace as a demigod. And even though you're a son of Zeus and Jason's a son of Jupiter, Jason is much better than you will ever be. And Hercules is like, I'm stronger than anyone. I'm the strongest demigod. And Piper says, I didn't say that Jason was stronger than you. I said he's better than you. And Jason says, yeah, shut up. I don't know what it's like for children of Zeus, but if you were a child of Jupiter, man, I would be disappointed in you as a brother. And Hercules is like, oh, I'm going to kill all these guys. And right as he's about ready to kill him, Piper grabs this cornucopia. And she focuses on all the wonderful things in life. The times that she got to spend with Jason. The times at Camp Half-Blood. The future they're going to have. They're going to defeat the giants. They're going to live happily ever after. She's just thinking of all of this and focusing it on this magic cornucopia. And then, boom, out shoots all of this bread and fruit and cakes and meats. And just explodes and covers Hercules. Hercules is covered. Jason's is so shocked that he forgets the part of the plan where he's supposed to grab Piper and fly over to the ship. Piper's like, hey, Jason, let's go. He grabs her. Boom! They shoot off to the ship. Leo is already lifting the ship out of the water. They land on there. And, that's where the food flood comes in. And Hercules gets covered in it. As they're escaping, Perseus sends a flood of water, covers Hercules again, and he gets knocked down. And they float away too far for Hercules to actually hurt them. Whew! And they escape. Wow. Some vocabulary. First one is current. Current means now, but it can also mean the power of a river or an ocean, or the power where the water is going. It can also be air current. High in the air, there are these kind of paths of air that have a lot of power. We call those currents, where there's power being shaped in the river or in the air. And Piper and Jason get caught in the river current. Floundering, that's kind of like drowning or like sinking while you're swimming, like right, this kind of action is floundering. Mortified is like shocked with horror. This kind of feeling. And I can't remember, maybe Piper's mortified or Acleos. One of them's mortified. shocked with horror. Despicable means terrible, evil, nasty, and I can't remember who has this face either. I think it's Acleos. Despicable Hercules? I don't know. Momentum is the force that something has. So if I have this bottle and I throw it in the air, okay, the energy of me throwing it up, it will keep going into the air. That's called momentum, the amount of power that it still has. But eventually that power will run out and gravity will pull it back down. Okay, so when Piper gets on Acleos, she kicks her leg over and uses that energy, that power of her body already moving, that momentum to continue getting on his back, and then she grabs his neck and stuff. Grudge. A grudge is like revenge, like this feeling of revenge. Someone did something to you. We usually think of this like with a brother or sister. Could even be a friend. But your brother or sister, they ate the last cookie. But it was your cookie because your old brother and sister already had 2 cookies and you only had 1, and they ate 3 cookies. They ate your cookie. And so then you have this bitterness, this hurt, this, oh, you ate my cookie. I'm going to remember this, and someday I'm going to get revenge on you. Okay, that feeling, we call that a grudge. And Hercules had a grudge against Hera for sure. Spiting means to do something in order to kind of hurt someone in a very low way. Again, think of your brothers, think of your family. You just say something to your mom or to your dad or to your brother or sister in a way to hurt them, just because you want to hurt them, right? Maybe because you're grudge, okay? So like I think of my daughter sometimes. Oh man. Oh, my daughter's 5 years old, and sometimes she can get angry at her mom and dad. That's normal. So when she gets angry though, she says this very spiteful stuff. She's like, "Daddy, you're gonna go sleep outside on the street and you can't sleep inside the house, and you're not gonna be my daddy anymore." She just says all of this really mean stuff. And it's actually really hard for me not to laugh because I know what she's trying to do, but I listen to her and I say, "Thank you for sharing. Thank you for telling me how you feel." But she is spiting. She's being spiteful. And Hercules wants to spite Hera. Cornucopia, which I've talked about before. This is like a horn, a magical horn that is filled with food forever. And Acleos talks about this in chapter 26 or 27, I think. 26. And in America, and this is probably from like a Greek tradition also, right? Or Roman. But in America, we have Thanksgiving. And a lot of our symbols for Thanksgiving will have this kind of basket shaped like a horn. And inside that basket, there'll be a lot of fruit and food, bread, things like that. And that's a cornucopia. Google search it, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Discussion question. Do you think Piper is right about Hercules? Okay, there's a lot of different things she said about Hercules. He's a jerk. He's spiteful. He isn't taking responsibility for his own actions. All this kind of stuff. Would you agree with Piper? Or do you think Hercules, did have a really bad hand, and maybe he's acting the way he is because of his environment, of his circumstances? What do you think? Of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today, but thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section.
If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.